You guys see how tight this is?
What started out like this, after 3 months of hard yet enjoyable work, transforms into our newly fortified castle wall and hidden back patio, complete with proper drainage, stone stairs, our very own monolith, and by the end of this episode, smoothly rendered concrete supports.
Just go like,
Okay.
yeah, nice.
Welcome back to our channel. If you're new around here, we're Brittany and Drew, two hopeful adventurers who got married and after 8 years of van life, found our dream property and moved across the globe to Portugal, where we're now documenting the journey of transforming this historic watermill into our very first home, not on wheels. Now, let's take in a deep breath and let it out. Let the adventure begin.
All right, last stone goes in on the wall.
Nice and wet. That's it.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like a real castle wall.
It is a real castle wall.
Brittany just came down and said, this is the most beautiful section of the house. And I have to agree, because you approach the mill from coming down the hill, and this is the first thing you look at. So it was really important. We took the time to make this extra beautiful.
To see how we transformed what was once a barely passable, possibly dangerous old pig pen and not properly draining space into the marvelousness that we reveal at the end of this episode, be sure and watch the Castle Wall playlist that we made for you.
Good stuff, Andy.
Good stuff, Drew.
Good stuff.
Good morning, everyone. This morning, Andy brought over this beautiful bunch of edible flowers. He said he made a potato soup last night with the leaves, and so I think I'm gonna have to use these for dinner tonight. And the flowers you can put on top just to beautify and add a little color to your palette. I'm not sure what these are called yet. Does anybody know? I'm excited to try them though. Oh, and these. They're like little tomatoes inside of their own little capsules. This one has a little flower on it. Show you. Look at how magical. But along with coffee and flowers, I am also dealing with a massive load of laundry this morning. Drew went late night last night to wash them all, and today I am putting it all away while he and Andy do the finishing touches on our stone stairs. It's taken way longer than any of us ever anticipated, but all of the time is worth it. It looks so amazing. I can't wait until it's all done.
The more abstract wealth that you create that separates you from nature, the less nature you have access to. And the less nature you have access to, the more degenerative your own genetics, the more degenerative your own health becomes.
Is that because the more abstract wealth you accumulate, the more that you associate joy with stuff and the accumulation of human-made things versus the simplistic experiences of being alive?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the expression of that wealth, right? So as the abstract wealth accumulates, we tend to be inspired to try to pursue something outside of ourselves to make us happy, right? And so we're that consumer mentality. And the fact that we've been labeled consumers as the public of the world now is a really indicative, nomenclature for what we did. We became consumers. What we should really be is producers. We should be the most creative species on the planet. We should be able to create more autonomy and ingenuity and inventiveness than any other species on the planet for what we've been endowed with. And yet we have used it for the opposite. We've used it to create dependence rather than independence. We've used it to create disease rather than vitality. And so the abstract system of wealth has correlated with these consumer behaviors or these consumer identities that we've taken on, become disconnected with their real existence.
It's so amazing to learn and experience living from the land. It's really healing and really makes me grateful for this chapter of life where we're not living on the road and we can care for a little piece of earth and truly make a difference and help regenerate the soil, because the health of the soil affects the health of everything, you know. We have the floral bits, the leafy bits, and the compostable stemmy bits.
Breakfast.
Ooh, look at these.
Andy
Love
berries.
these Andy berries.
Powered by the magical wonder of Andy berries, also known as golden berries, when it comes to powering our appliances and the things that help make the transformation of our off-grid slice of paradise possible, thanks to Blue Eddy, the kind sponsor of this episode, we get to rely on the largest, most golden berry of all, the sun. With an array of renewable energy storage systems for off-grid home and commercial use, we love how Blue Eddy helps us stay true to our passion for creating a sustainable future in ways big and small.
Nice and durable too. They don't blow away in the wind. And as the sun pivots a little bit in the sky, I'll end up rotating them for the western afternoon sun. So what's really cool is because I have the solar panels out and they're bringing in about 600 watts of power, and I'm using the saw on and off for the last hour, is that it's drawing about 800 watts, which means that as I turn it off, the battery's topping up. So when I started this project, I was at about 55% of power, and now I'm up to 60%. It just shows how powerful this unit is. You can work with it on projects for hours, and if there's sun, you're gonna have more battery when you're finished. So if you guys are looking for an all-in-one robust power unit that just will keep your workshop running, or backing up your home, or running your camper, this is exactly the machine for you. It's easy to install. Literally, it's plug and play, and I highly recommend you check it out. In the video description below, we have a link to their website with this exact unit. You get the solar panels, the batteries, and right now you can get $100 off using our code ADVENTURE.
And this is what Drew has been working so hard to construct, a solid rain cover for the area where we plan to build stairs up to our hidden back patio. And eventually we'll put a little roof above too. But for now, so long as our future door here is still a window, we just need to make sure that water doesn't collect and seep into the house.
We're gonna get the final brace pieces in, everything's together here, and get that slapped on the top.
But first,
Lunchtime. Love this spot behind the mill. It's just relaxing. You hear the water flowing. It's really, really peaceful. And of course, I have good company. You guys all right down there? We're filling in the crack that's behind the upper wall here, and just to give a nice little effect of gravel. We're gonna continue to keep the floor that was originally here under the annex and pig pen, because it just is a whole nother project and something that we'll come back to at a later date. We having dinner over here tonight, boss? So clean. So what's the plan? What are you cleaning this for?
We're gonna put the first of 3 coats of render on, and therefore we want the surface as clean as possible. Dust-free, stone-free.
Mushroom-free?
No, mushrooms are okay. They're always okay.
Andy did tell us a brilliant idea later on that if we want the moss and like little things to grow again, we can blend them up in a spray bottle and spray it onto the wall and things will start growing again. This is all going to get rendered, these 2 huge columns for support that we made for the retaining wall, as well as kind of this beautiful decor of these. Maybe I'll sit here one day with a table and I'll put my coffee right there.
the support structure just around the back of the house that they built would also be getting rendered. So here's Drew dusting it off and getting it prepared. It really is amazing the difference the rendering makes. It's just the final touch that our project needed. Well, along with a few others.
All right, Drew's first approach at rendering.
And now just swing it. Yeah, there you go. You're already professional. Yeah, that's it. But normally you do backhand. I think we call it forehand. Yeah, that was pretty fucking sick. Just go like,
Okay.
yeah, nice.
And he just got some smacked across the cheek. Drew rendering part 2. So
Other way around. And now just swing as
so
hard as you
weird
can.
going backhand.
Yeah.
I'm aiming for there.
Okay. That one was good.
You knew that was coming your way. Look at that. Sticks right on there. All right, fall through. Side angle.
Woo! Woo! Now you lost almost everything here because it's like you would pull a piece of cloth, you know, from a table.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just pulled away the trowel from the mud and the mud just fell down. Because
I think
you
that's
have
something else that came out of my pants.
You should see a doctor, bro.
I'm out. My stomach hurts. Boss is waiting for me to make some new mud up there, so chop chop. And she's spinning. Check out the lumberyard. This is all the wood that was left over in the mill. I need another board. I think that one will do. I just love how we're collecting sunlight to power up all of our tools out here.
Time to finish up the rain cover he's been working so hard on. And as with any well-done wood project, sanding is just the thing.
I've been using the sander out here for the last couple hours. Let's see how much power this sander actually draws. This sander uses about 240 watts, but with the solar panel set up, it's pulling in 600 watts per hour. So that's 1200 watts that we're gaining, but using 500, even if I used it every second for 2 hours. That's an excess of 700 watts. If you're using your tools on a sunny day with this system, you're always gonna be gaining tons of power, unless you're using like a crazy thing like a jackhammer or a grinder that's using 2000 watts an hour. I mean, it just shows you how much power this power core really has. I am pretty happy and pleased with how that turned out. It's gonna save us during the rain.
Well, it looks like Drew was able to put the finishing touches on just in time tonight. And the kitties are just having the time of their lives over here. They're so cute together. And we've all made it home for the night. And look at that beautiful pink sky over there. You might have noticed that we are missing quite a few eucalyptus trees over here. That's for a coming episode. Exciting times. This is tonight's dinner, complete with the leaves from the flowers that Andy brought us. Look at how beautiful.
Fleshy!
Hey, good boy.
Welcome back, amigo.
Bon dia.
Bon dia.
Long time no see.
I know. Welcome
week.
back for the final days. You like the box?
Yeah,
It did a good job.
fucking awesome.
It kept all the water flowing over to this area.
And I guess you don't have to waterproof it, no? Kind of.
This part is varnished. This part needs a coat. Skateboard ramp?
Yeah, wait.
If you jumped in the middle, you might have dropped through. So we're back on the job today. Andy actually brought his sewing kit. Nah, just joking. This is the fiberglass netting that we're gonna put over top of this rough face of the wall that will be stuck with the mud and create that plaster look. So the idea is he's cutting all the shapes and sizes so we can stick it on here.
Niagara Falls.
This is how we do this. In one way I'm yours. In one way we're strangers. But I know for sure we got something in common.
Make me feel alright.
That's cool.
Of course, everything we do is cool.
So what is the actual point of the fiberglass mesh in there?
It does exactly the same than the steel and concrete. It takes,
Oh, so it's
takes
the
tensions
reinforcement.
and instead of, like, let's say you have a punctual pressure, the net takes it and spreads it on a wider surface, so the chance that it cracks is much smaller. So basically, like steel and concrete. And you always want to do this horizontal because the next layer is going to sit in there, and so it can't drop down. If you would do it like this,
It could just slide down the
it could
grooves.
just slide down. So you always want to do vertical.
So Andy's gonna polish this off just a little bit to make it a nice round edge. There's what it looks like after Andy got done doing the first layer on it. Look how nice and smooth that is. Not only have we had our cement mixer running, we hooked up the guys, turned off the generator. That way they're using the Blue Eddy battery system as well, which is really nice because we're conserving a lot of gasoline and it's really peaceful around here. We don't have that of the generator. Between the two cement mixers and some lights for the guys inside the house while they're working, we're using 1,085 watts. We still got 73% charge, and we've literally been running this for 7 hours right now, steadily.
What do you call the Kung Fu Tiger again?
Wax on,
Wax on,
wax off.
wax off.
If you guys remember, first coat was the sloppy rendering, which stuck and smeared up to make a rough texture. Second was the fiberglass mesh. It's just been troweled over to make those grooves. The corners have been sanded a little bit, and now the mud is being applied with the wax on, wax off method. One mixer render coming right up. Automatic release. Now we fill the buckets and fill that container so it's nice and easy to take the trowel and slop it on. Dr. Andy in the house. He's ready to do some surgery. Little circles, big circles.
See, that's too wet still. But then you can play a bit with pressure, the amount of pressure you put on, and how wet the sponge is.
Is the idea behind it that it gives it a different look and texture?
Nicer look, and it's closing the pores. Because now you have open pores, water can go in, and then let's say it freezes at night.
And
the
it
water
expands like a
and it
little
just
hydraulic.
pops. Yep, and now we just close the pores, so even if it's minus 40 degrees, nothing is going to happen.
Hard to imagine this used to be a pig pen. Like, think how far this has really come, this whole space. I really like how these columns protrude from the natural stone that's the big layer underneath it.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's great, man.
And I think it's the best finish you can do. Instead of
Yeah.
like having perfect straight corners, I think
I agree.
freestyle, because nature is freestyle now. I'll use this one to loosen it up, and then the clean one to wipe it down.
Beautiful. I got all the material that were in the grooves here cleaned out, so we're ready to put a layer of mud and seal these in permanently. Look at that, we've done the final touches with the sponge. I should say Andy's done the final touches with the sponge.
We both did.
And it's coming out nice. We're gonna let that dry overnight and come back tomorrow. Any little final touches, seal it up, make it look extra nice. Lunchtime with a view. Right, boys?
Sweet.
Sweet. Look how nice this is. Sitting up high. So green here. And listen to the sound of that stream. And the birds. Right here, they drilled a hole through the house.
Wow.
This is where a cable's gonna come out.
Yep.
And it'll basically turn here and go down to a canal that will run to, like, we call it the barbecue area, the patio. So just not to cover this, and later on.
Ah, that's why.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's perfect spot now.
Yeah, it is perfect. So we pre-planned that, didn't we?
Sure.
Last row. Then we got mud made.
That's so
I asked Andy
amazing.
if he had more episodes.
Hey, this is actually really cool because my family misses me. And they
Oh,
said like, hey, it's so nice that you're online now because we can just watch you every day. It's so
it's
cool.
so
like we're in the cleanup stage now. Things are getting tidied. We're doing the attention to detail, the final touches. There's a rock in my shoe. There it is. That's better. So Andy brought us a little screen that I think was used for a shower drain?
No, for a gas heater.
For a gas heater.
And I just dismantle it and recycle everything.
So the idea is that we have an overflow pipe at the top of the gravel area here. We have, remember, 2 pipes underneath all of this. One for the underground water and another from the back patio to be able to drain all the way out to this area here below our steps. But this overflow one, we want to put some type of cap on it so that way the rocks don't get plugged into the pipe. So I think it's a good idea.
And it's recycled. That's my favorite part of it. So it already had a 10-year life and now it's gonna have another
10-year life.
10-year life, at least, hopefully. Now I'm just gonna push gravel on that. And done. That's not gonna go anywhere.
It's all in the thighs.
The gravel is going to be filled to just about there. And that is all that's left of this part of the project, folks. Are you sad this project is almost over?
There's some sigh of relief and accomplishment knowing it's over. How much weight have we moved between shovel loads and cement bags? Don't forget all the water buckets we moved too. Yeah.
I feel glad. Sad and glad.
Aww.
I'm so glad.
But you know, that's okay because we got other projects for you around here in the future. So.
But don't worry, you get some time off in between. For now, you shovel.
Okay, boss.
You know, since the British, what if you throw it high enough, we might see a rainbow.
Ooh. Wow. How beautiful do these steps look? And this wall. Wow. So much hard work and time. Couldn't have done it without Andy and Terry's help. You have sand on your nose. You're so cute. Good boy. Yes. Oh, you're so good doggy. The newly rendered columns and support structures on the retaining wall on our castle wall look so good. And look at the final touches on the steps to the back patio. I can't step on them and show you what the front faces look like, but it looks so good.
Everybody I met in Portugal so far, I met through work. We have this energy and I would really like to change it into something
Friends.
private.
Yeah.
Next thing we have to do is dance together. We haven't danced yet.
No, we go to the circus.
Let's go.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a good project.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot.
I liked it. Cheers for the trust.
A long friendship ahead.
Yeah. You woman.
Our castle wall project with Andy was probably one of the most enjoyable thus far. But have no fear, he'll be back again one day. And until then, the work inside of the mill will continue in our next episode. Ooh, and don't forget about the continued clearing of our land. Now that is transformational. We love you guys. Thanks so much for being such a special part of this journey. You are the best.